got it.
World War III has come and gone. The nations allied together under the flags of the StarCraft professionals as generals and leaders. Stork came out victorious and became the ruler and tyrant of the world, and now the others have come together to overthrow him. And we shall see if Stork manages to defeat them all.
Well done. This is Nuke the Stars along with Ranshin today, and we are going to cover the epic last round of 36 match. I think they did save the best for last year. This is Jaedong versus Light. Both are incredibly good players. I think this will be a close matchup, but I am looking forward to Jaedong wiping the floor with Light. I'm as non-biased as always, as you can tell. Jaedong has his new chestnut brown hair here, so he is definitely fired up. He wants to get this championship very, very badly because he's been kicked out of all the last Star Leagues. He wants to move up, and with Bisu out of the way, I think he will have an easier time of moving up. He's got Flash to worry about coming up, but we'll see if he can get past Light here today. Light is definitely a good player against Zerg. I'll let Ranshin give you the stats about that here in a minute, but here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is going to be played on Tears of the Moon. As you know, that is always the first map. I'll get the positions here and the colors out of the way. Okay, up here at the 2 o'clock position in Teal, we have Jaedong. That means down at the 6 o'clock position was Light. He is the Terran player, and Jaedong, I think his worst matchup is against Terran. I'll let Ranshin talk a little bit about the stats here.
Jaedong? What are you, French now? So yeah, anyway, Light's best matchup is most definitely against Zerg. He's about 58% there. That's of course after these matches, so I'm not quite sure. You can basically give or take a percent there. So his other matches are all below 50, so he's definitely a Zerg sniper. We're going to see how well he manages against Jaedong here, and also going to be very important what build he goes for. If you go for Medic Marines, you now run the risk of facing Jaedong's Queen build, which I believe at this point is undefeated. Correct me if I'm right. But yeah. And Jaedong's worst matchup is against Terran, but it's kind of going up and down between Terran and Protoss. He's about 62-63% in those matchups respectively, 62 for Terran, 63 for Protoss right after these matches. So we're going to see how that affected. His ZVZ is almost 80, so there is a huge gap there. But yeah, all of Jaedong's matchups are over 60%, which of course is absolutely insane. But all we're going to see what sort of map-ups they're going to go for. The Overlord is going to scout correctly for Jaedong, and the Light is going to just try to do, probably not going to block off, but try to like get a decent positioning so his Marines have an easier time defending. Gas and spawning pool right away. So for Jaedong, I'm not sure if that was a 12 or a 9 pool though. But overall, we're going to look to see what happens now. Refinery coming down, so Light is getting very early gas, so we could be sitting a mech build here.
I think that's the most likely thing too. That is a very early gas. He doesn't even have any Marines out yet. And it looks like Light, I think he saw that Overlord, so he's going down to scout Jaedong the right direction here. And I think that was probably a 9 pull from Jaedong. Didn't exactly see, but I think this is a speedling build. He is already mining gas there, and he's getting down his hatchery now, his natural expansion. Here comes that SCV though. That SCV is, well, that's a different SCV. Just making sure that he knows where that Overlord is. And now he's building the factory, so I think he's going to float this factory over and maybe try to get some early vulture harass here. I think it's definitely mech, or at least an early kind of push with vultures, definitely. And Jaedong, he did not see that with his Overlord. He has Overlord roaming around the base here, but he's going to see that barracks, and that's pretty much it. He might be able to sense instinctually that there's a building missing from Light's repertoire there, but we'll see here soon. Here comes the lair, so this is an early lair build here. I don't think it was a speedling build. There's only one Marine out, so the vultures are going to be out soon. I don't know if Jaedong is going to be able to spot it or not. Jaedong is noticing that Light does not have his expansion down, so I think he is going to be a little bit suspicious here. He's going to start looking around the base more. Since there's only one Marine out, I think he won't be too scared of going into the base and losing that Overlord. But here comes the factory. The factory is going to land here, and we're going to see some early Vulture harassment from Light. This is a pretty creative strategy, I have to say. Just floated it right over that wall. Now he's going to get his starport coming out. I think it's 2 starports from Light, so Light's definitely going for an interesting strategy here. And okay, the Spire coming out for Jaedong. So this is a 2-base Spire Mutalisk build. That'd be actually very good at defending against Vulture harassment. And there's already a Sunken there, so I think Jaedong is doing a good job of adapting already. He definitely sees that Vulture, and that Vulture is not going to get a whole lot done.
Yeah, very interesting strategy. 2-port Wraiths apparently coming from White. He has prevented the Scout, I think. I don't know if the Overlord got to the Scout on those starports or not. But the Vulture has been spotted now. Vulture not going to do anything really. I don't know if he even managed to kill one drone. Light microing pretty well there, so it's pretty hard to catch a Vulture unless you have your Zergling speed upgraded. And if the Vulture doesn't have any speed, it's pretty hard to catch. Easy to catch once you have speed though. So some egg dying there. Starports, we're going to see what it really does with that. 2-port race could be coming the way, and that could be pretty bad for Jaedong. He's going to need some air forces on the way pretty soon. Meanwhile, factory being floated there. And the Vulture's still alive, killing some drones, killing the Zerglings too, so it's pretty good micro there. And the Wraiths now on the way. Spire is almost ready, but the Wraiths are going to be able to do some damage there. No anti-air so far for Jaedong, so Jaedong could be in serious trouble here now. The Wraiths is coming in right now, going to slaughter quite a few drones there. And now one control tower coming on the way, so he's probably going to transition to some stealth technology there. Those Wraiths are going to be able to do some serious damage for a while now. Now, Light just now flying them away. He could technically move in on the main now, but there should be some Scourge on the way, so he might try to be a bit careful. Just going to try to kill some Overlords here. One Overlord is going to go down. He might kill another Overlord that's flying there around there too, so Light taking an early advantage here. Jaedong now has Mutalisks, because all the Scourge out, so he should be able to clean up pretty well. Using those Mutalisks, though, for now, to just attack the factory. Factory is in a position to keep pumping some Vultures try to attack. There are, meanwhile, turrets on the way for Light, so Light, reading everything very well, is ready for that Mutalisk harass, and with those Wraiths in the air, you'll be able to prevent it even better, so Vulture now finally goes down. So all here is going to come down to micromanagement for both players. The Scourge are going to be very important, and their foil, at least for now, is going to fly around, see what they can manage to take out, and those Mutalisks are also going to be very important coming to play. It's going to be an air battle, at least for now. We're going to see what this transitions into. Light still has only one base and is just going for full Wraiths at this moment. Jaedong now getting his second gas is going to have quite a few aerial forces in the air, so we're going to see what happens here. Nuke, your thoughts?
Oh, Light is playing ridiculously creatively here. You see he floated that factory over. I think Jaedong spotted it, but he put the factory right into the main here, so he's trying to get some harassment with Vultures straight into the main. With those Mutalisks there, though, I don't think this will pay off for him too much, but he has tons of Rays still flying around, just about to get cloak technology, as you said. And he's trying to pick off these Overlords, so he'll have an easier time of taking out that natural expansion from Jaedong. Jaedong's really going to have to I don't know, switch to Hydralisk or something. I don't think Mutalisks are going to work for him against these Rays, especially when they start cloaking, and it's just going to be so hard for him. With these Rays are really fast, and once they cloak and get out of the way, Jaedong, he still has very slow Overlords. I don't know if he should really devote to Overlord speed or not, though. I think he should get some Hydralisks out to deal with the Rays, because Hydralisks are very good against Rays. He is getting a lot of Scourge out here, though. He's going to try to tackle these Rays with Scourge. Scourge almost, oh man, Cloak, nicely timed Cloak there, but oh, an Overlord speed just came up, so Jaedong was able to chase that off, and Light is just running his Rays all over the place, just panicking Rays, trying to get the hell out of there. This pilot's thinking about ejecting, but here comes Jaedong's trying to get some harassment, but Light has a ton of turrets around here. I've been very impressed with Light's play so far. He is losing Rays left and right, though. Jaedong is still committing to Mutalisks, and he still has 2 bases. And I think the problem here for Light is that he's still only working off of 1 base, and I don't think Jaedong is going to let him expand anytime soon. So I hope that Light has a plan of getting out of his base here. That Marine obviously not going to get the job done, and the starports are still pumping, so he's definitely going heavy raids here. still bringing more raids in to harass the natural expansion. This isn't looking good for Jaedong at this point. I don't think, the cloak and no overlords in the area, so epic harassment from Light. Your thoughts, Ranshin?
Well, of course, what he's been doing is he's been preventing Jaedong from mining at his natural. That's been very, very important. We're going to see he doesn't have any overlords in the area for now, but one Wraith does decloak, and that's going to get taken down. And, of course, Light, despite being off one base, he has that base fully mining, has a lot of ACVs there, and he definitely is going to have to expand very soon. But at the same time, Jaedong has 2 bases going, but they're not really mining. There's almost no drones at the natural. There are very few drones inside the main, despite him having time. He's been committing to a lot of aerial forces, and, of course, without all that mining that he needs, and the Light has been able to prevent, he's not going to be able to support this Mutalisk army for long.